In the words of Fabrizio Romano, here we go, as for the final time in Season 2, in my team, we go racing, this time at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Now, first of all, guys, if you haven't seen the previous episode, go check it out, link up in the top right to the Brazilian Grand Prix sprint race weekend. It's been a while since I've done my team, so if you have forgotten or don't remember, go check it out, get up to speed, and then come back to this one. If you're going to enjoy today's finale, leave a like and subscribe. Let's try and smash over 1,000 likes for this one, guys, and then Season 3 will be starting very, very soon. Now, with that said, let's get into the action and waste no time. So practice got underway for the final time this season, and as you guys know, we're still chasing R&D points to try and protect upgrades for next season, and I think it's going to be close in terms of protecting everything. We'll talk about that later on this episode, if not start of the next one in the pre-season video. For now though, this weekend the weather forecast is dry, so no rain expected. This race, nobody has brought a single upgrade. Everybody is now completely focused on the reg change for next season and protecting upgrades to improve their car, and we'll see what effect that has in Season 3. Also, as you guys know, in the last race we had our first race with the new power unit. We took one, I believe, the race before that actually in Mexico, as we had a bit of a shortage of components, and I thought, why not take a penalty and start from the back, and it worked out fine. We scored points in the last few races and it's going pretty damn well for us, and we're going to have the advantage of that fresher engine here this weekend. We scored maximum points in practice. We finished P19 on the medium tyre and about 3 tenths quicker than Paul Chair. Now, with that in mind, I'm going to up difficulty by 3 digits. I was on 105 for practice. We're going to go 108 for qualifying, and depending how that goes, we'll adjust it again for the race, whether that's higher or lower. So, here we are. Night skies, lights on, it's show time, it's game day, it's time to make it count one last time as we go into qualifying, into Q1 here at Yas Marina. So, let's get the session underway, and let's see if we can have a decent one as we kick off Q1, as you can see here, and making our way down towards the first sector split. We have Kevin Magnussen, who has just left the pits, and he's going to impede us a little bit. Not a major amount, but just enough of a distraction that, is going to just put me off a little bit through that final part of the lap. Nonetheless, we went on to finish our first attempt, and as you can see now going through the final few corners here. Just going to try and make sure we keep things nice and clean up to the line, and just on the exit we lose the back end and have a moment. We set a 22.799, which isn't spectacular. So with 2 minutes to go, I'll give myself enough time to be the first one, to start the final lap. Everybody else currently out in the out laps. We're going to try and send it. I know there's more time to find, and let's see what we can do. Down to turn 1 then, braking at about 80 meters. We missed the apex and then also get oversteered to the point where it ruined the lap. Now luckily, a minute 30 to go, we've got just about enough time to just basically coast around, not take too much out of the tyres, and go again. As you can see, with about 15 seconds to go, we're going to start another attempt. So then, down to turn 1, brake, this time about 90 meters, not 80, that was a bit too much. Went in a little bit too early with the turn in, so I compromised my line slightly. Flat out through 2 and 3 just about, as we get the line perfect, and we're up in the first sector. Brake at the 50 for turn 4, down to 4th gear, patience, and then short shift to 5th to get the traction out of the hairpin, use all the runoff as we now make our way along the first of 2 back straights. Braking zone coming up, spot the 100 for the left-right chicane, that's going to be your reference. Down to 3rd, keep it nice and tight on this left and sacrifice some speed to open the right and the exit. And we didn't quite catch the apex, lost a little bit of time there. However, the RS Open, we're up by 2 tenths as Sector 2 draws to a close. And now the revamped Sector 3, turning in at about 40 meters and braking. Pick up a late apex and focus on your exit, use all the runoff curb. Missed the first apex here to allow you to open up the line, a straight line brake this corner here. And now short shift to 5th, try and make this one kind of long swooping corner instead of 2 separate apexes. And now flat out through the penultimate corner here, keep it within track limits, and then 1 more corner to go, 4th gear, short shift to 5th, don't take too much runoff curb, and then up to the line we go. And it's a pretty damn good improvement, half a second quicker, but it's P17 and not quite enough, and we're out in Q1. However, Paul Chair is into Q2, P14, so even though we're bottom of the performance chart, this track seems to suit our car because we're pretty competitive here this weekend. So Porsche 14th, we're 17th, sorry, just out. You can see the gaps are really close. Ricciardo in P15 is 300ths ahead of us. That's how close it is. So yeah, qualifying in the books, the final one of the season, and I'd say it's a pretty positive session, to be fair, compared to most of our qualifyings this season. For the race though, we are going to raise the difficulty and raise the stakes, and we're going to go all the way to 110 for the final race of the season, because why not? Let's have a bit of fun and let's see what happens. So guys, qualifying done, possible grid penalties on the way for the race as well. We might start higher. Let's get into it. Leave a like if you're going to enjoy, and let's get the race underway.
So here we are, ready to go racing for one final time this year. Another season of victories, controversies and rivalries lies in our wake. And just one challenge remains, here in the United Arab Emirates, on a circuit that made its spectacular debut back in 2009. Welcome to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The drivers will be racing here at the Yas Marina circuit through 16 corners and a lap distance of around 3.28 miles. There are a few opportunities to pass with long straights and DRS zones in 2 places, so plenty of close racing, then plenty of speed and plenty of drama to be found in the laps ahead. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and the smooth operator Carlos Sainz completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Fernando Alonso, Ocon, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Russell, Ricciardo, Magnussen, Mick Schumacher, and Pierre Gasly. Verstappen, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Norris, Martinez, and Albon. Perez, they've taken a grid penalty. Aitken, Guan Yu Zhou, and Lance Stroll. Théo Pourchaire, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Tsunoda, Latifi, and Sebastian Vettel starts from the back of the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
For the final time in Season 2, we are going to get racing here at Abu Dhabi. So, starting from 13th, after a few penalties behind elsewhere, we've jumped up the order and we're starting not too far from the points, which is pretty insane already. Strategy for this race is going to be a one-stop, a medium to hard tyre. Option B is a medium soft. This entirely depends on how the tyres hold up and what the pace is, and maybe the 2-stop could be the quicker option. Either way, I'm going to try and commit to the 1. I think that might give us a bit of an edge. I think some cars might 2-stop, so that might give us a few places. Either way, the key thing here is to not run out of fuel, so I've fueled up accordingly. We have about 2.9, pretty much 3 laps of extra fuel in the car, actually 4 laps of extra fuel almost. So yeah, we're pretty heavy, but hopefully it'll mean no dramas. We're going to get into the formation lap now though and get ready for the race, and fingers crossed we can have a decent final one. Leave a prediction in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Where do you reckon we can finish this race? Starting from 13th. Let's find out and let's get into it for the final time. Right, let's get into it. We know the job at hand, and that is of course to make sure we finish ahead of AlphaTauri in the Constructors. We have a 10-point lead over them. There's one ahead of us there in P10 I can see. I believe the other one is behind. So yeah, as long as AlphaTauri don't outscore us by 10 points, we're going to be fine. And we're going to wrap up P7 in the Constructors. So, let's get ready. Last burnout as we try to heat up the rears. And hopefully we get a decent start for this final race. Line her up. Damn it. Just overshot. Not ideal. Anyway, I'm confident we can still get a decent start. Let's get into it. Leave a like if you're going to enjoy it. Underway. Albon with the jump. I tried to move across there a little bit. Going to the outside, which is the better line. Getting the traction down side by side through turn 2. Albon's still there. As we now get the inside line through turn 3. Now racing down towards turn number 4. Not sure where to go here, as seems like the outside wasn't the one. We've lost a few more places now as Zhou Guanyu is trying to get through. Verstappen down to P13. Let's see, it's going to be a bit of a braking zone race. It's all kicking off around us. I don't know where to go. I'm in a sandwich, which I just have to try and survive in. End plate off there, I believe, for Verstappen. Getting into a traction battle now with Sergio Perez. Terrible start down to P16. Let's try and at least hold on to P15. Although to be fair, Perez will get by pretty swiftly. Verstappen has damage. You can see him just struggling for grip as Albon runs wide. So we get that place back. Oh, I thought I got the inside there. Don't want to get too greedy though. Let's try and see if we can clear Zhou. Verstappen's going to be struggling massively for front end. He pits, as expected. Let's try and run with Guan Yu Zhou here. Or sharing the pit lane, not ideal. Okay, there's a bit of a battle behind. Albon, Perez, Tsunoda, a battle between the Red Bull juniors going on as we are back to P13, by the way, somehow. Back where we started after all of that, which I still can't believe. Zhou already pulling away much quicker than us. Got to try and see if I can hang on to some DRS though, if possible. No DRS for us, but there is a bit of a train ahead. I think someone's going a bit slowly in front, or there's a bit of battling going on. Either way, they're bunching up, so we should get a chance to hopefully recover some time. Especially now they're going to start going side by side into the brake zone. This is going to help us catch up easily. You can see it's all kicking off in front. Okay, we've got DRS. I'm not going to lie, the pace isn't there though. We're getting caught up by Albon very, very quickly. And if an Alfa Romeo is catching me this fast, other cars will be faster as well. But as long as this train remains in one piece, we've got a fighting chance here. Pierre Gasly at the front of the train now. Albon closing in. He's going to go for the move actually. No big deal, we'll just keep him there. As always, AI go for a move on the inside and they wash out wide on the apex. Alex, mate, just give it a rest, will you?
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
We'll just hold the inside line. And there we go, stay in front. I am trying to recharge some battery, but it's not that easy. Not ideal that Gasly's at the front of this train, but still it's not 10 points, so it's all good. You can drag us all along. There's definitely someone with damage because we're really slow in this final sector compared to everybody else. First track limit warning. Surprised I got that. I mean, I slowed down quite a bit to not get the warning, but clearly the game wasn't satisfied. I will try to go for some moves if I can, if things work out. Carlos Sainz in for Ferrari, that's a 2-stop by the looks of it. I'm actually not too bad for pace, it's the first sector. I'm really slow. AI are very strong, they use a lot of battery as well. There comes Albon up the inside. All I want to do is just recharge my battery. Alex, please let me do that. We've actually got some decent straight line speed once we get going. Perez now coming through. I'm going to stay on the defensive line here because I know what the AI are like. I'm probably going to get steamrolled, and I still am going to get steamrolled by Albon, but we managed to hold on and stay in front. Oh my god, that was close. That was too close.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
Way too close for comfort. I wonder, do I dare go for this? If I can get past 1 or 2 cars, that would be great. It would help my progress out massively. And Zhou there turns into me on the straight. And oh my god, we've lost Norris right in front.
Green flag, we're racing again, let's go.
Wow, we could have got a double there. That would have been incredible timing, but Zhou just hit me on the side.
Mind that front wing, it's going to need replacing if it takes too much damage.
Oh,
Tyre
damn it.
condition still looking good. Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please.
I'm going now. May as well. I'm going to try and undercut. I've got to take a wing change, so we'll go for the hard tyre now. And we'll see. I think their pace is pretty slow. Even though they're in DRS, I think they're losing a bit of time. So we can hopefully fight back maybe. This is going to be a race or even season-defining call, this one. Come on, boys.
Okay, Teo's in the pits. Teo in the pits. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Oh, sorry, Teo, mate. Hopefully don't get delayed. Up to speed then. Can we slot in behind Stroll and nab some DRS? I think we will. Which, to be fair, might work in our favour. Just running with Lance here. Especially on the cold tyres, it's going to help us recover a bit of time. Yellow flag up ahead.
Okay, we've been informed of an incident which has resulted in lots of loose debris on the track. A safety car is being deployed.
Now this is going to be interesting. Everyone's going to pit. Obviously we're on the delta, so we're going to lose out massively. Right, let's see where we rejoin in all this. I'm keen to see. The leaders have missed a pit, so they're not going to get to pit here. So I've got to be smart with this call. I don't have a fresh set of mediums, which is a bit of an annoying situation. I would have liked a fresh set of mediums to go for. Let's see, cars leaving the pits now. I need my delta to go. Come on, where's the delta at? We're going to lose out so much here. So much. The cars on pit exit have no delta. We're behind everyone. However, I believe the top 5, top 6 haven't stopped. So we could be looking at a net P11 right now. And we're back in the race with a new wing. All the leaders are pitting now, so they are going to be able to get their stops in, which is a real shame. I was banking on them pitting and being behind us, but they're going to be ahead of us. And to be fair, we've got Norris and Verstappen behind, so I'm basically last. This is going to be a long safety car phase until Paul Chair catches up. He's nearly a lap down, so it's going to be a while till we get back underway here. Now we're about to get underway for what could be the final time this season as we get into the second half of the race. I don't have any fresh mediums, only a fresh soft, so we'll see what we can do. It's going to be realistically hard tyres to the end though. What worries me is we're all on the same compound. My pace wasn't that great, and we're now further back than where we were before we pit, which isn't ideal. And we've got faster cars behind, which are going to try to get by. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be chaos. I'm here for it. So let's get into it. I'm going to try and get a last bit of rear tyre warm up in before we get going. It's about to become the Grand Prix of ERS. As the AI dump everything they've got, and we're going to have to try and match up 1-to-1. Bad thing is, when you get up to speed on a hard tyre, I'm going to struggle more than they are. So far though, we're doing okay. Norris not able to get by. Into the hairpin, we stay in front. I'd like to clear Latifi ASAP to put him between myself and the faster cars, to give myself a breather. We might get a chance here. The AI are going to check up a lot on the braking, I think. I'm going to try it and go around the outside. It's not always about waiting for the cutback. And there we go. That's going to help a little bit. Let's go after Aiken now. And Sebastian Vettel. Towards Russell in the pit lane for Haas. So damage for him. And that's us into P15 now. Aiken on Sebastian Vettel here. And actually Seb converts defense into offense as he goes from moving Ricciardo. This may present us with an opportunity to have a look at Jack Aiken here. No DRS, but we know we've got relatively decent straight line speed. Going to go to the outside. Try to hang it all the way around the outside. Aiken runs it wide, but we're going to keep our nose in. Aiken running into the back of Seb, but we do get in front and make the move. And Seb a bit slow through there. I'm going to slip by it. I saw a gap. I think Vettel may have got damage off Ricciardo possibly. So now P13 for us. And Seb actually pits, so good thing that we passed him there.
Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS is now online.
Important that we try to get within a second of Ricciardo. We've got a slow car ahead. Something's happening. Someone's got damage. Albon in trouble, I think. Let's see, Ricardo's going to look to go through. Just got to be very careful with the AI, just don't know what they're going to do. We can actually get points now though. I'm feeling a bit more optimistic. Ricardo, Albon side by side. I'm not going to waste battery and go 3 wide. Both still going at it here. Now we're going to use the battery. We've got the advantage, we've got the high ground. Come on. Go, go, go. Ricardo on the inside making it 3 wide. Going to go super deep to avoid getting tagged. And that's a lovely move. Up to P11. World class stuff right there. More action ahead. AI getting very dirty. Both AlphaTauris in the points, by the way, P8, P9. But they're battling amongst themselves. Let's try and get onto them. Let's go. Right, this is perfect. Verstappen, I believe, has got past Gasly and has left him in no man's land. He's pulling us all along in the train. We're all going to get DRS on him, so it's all going to kick off here. And I'm potentially looking at a triple overtake. Going to try and be careful with the battery, as it's important that we try and hold some back. Tsunoda gets past his teammate and they swap places effectively. But they're fighting again now though, as we head into the chicane. I'd love to jump Magnussen here if I could, but that wasn't the best exit. I'm not going to use my battery just yet, I'll try and hold on. But important that we try and get ahead of the Williams, and that way we're in the pound seat behind the AlphaTauris. I think Gasly's got damage. I'm pretty sure because Tsunoda's driving off. So important that we actually maybe get past here. Gasly's got damage, 100%. Tsunoda's driving off. I thought Gasly had damage in the first stint because he was the reason the train was being held up. So this is it. This is going to be the lap. We're going to try and get past both of these guys, because then we're going to see our true pace, which I don't think is actually that quick. But we've been hiding behind a damaged DRS train for a while, which has helped our pace out. But it is important now that we get by, because I think we can get a points finish out of this if we clear these two, and I should be able to pull away. Right, here we go. Magnussen's going to go first. He's going to clear him before the brake zone. Will Gasly fight back under braking? Yes, he will. Let's open up the line. Very big switch back through there. That's going to give us Gasly, and I'm going to cut between the two and get Magnussen here. A little bit deep, but that's okay. We'll pull it back. It's all good. It's all gravy. And that's P9. Let's try and get the 1 second gap. Gasly, crucially, has stayed behind us, so he's going to hold up everybody in this final sector. So watch the gap just start to blow up now, as we'll hopefully drop everyone out of DRS range. I'll take a warning if I have to, but let's try and pull away now. This is the crucial phase. And there we go. Oh, well clear. Fantastic. There is the second warning. Just overcommitting at turn 1 a bit. Let's take it easy now. We've got what we want. I think Albon has got damage. He's got past Gasly, but he's not catching me. Tsunoda's dropping me though. 4 seconds now. He's much quicker. Again, my pace isn't there, but we've just been keeping it clean most of the race. Know when to pick our battles, and now we're reaping the rewards from that, as we're comfortably P9 right now, and the train behind is showing no signs of breaking up.
Some information on Perez. Okay, they're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
Oh, bit of movement there. That's good news for us though. Perez is ahead of us, so could be looking at P8 today. Yellow flag on the back straight. That could be Checo. No, it's one of the leaders. It's the race leader, I think. One of the Alpines. Who is it? We'll find out in a moment. Perez also with issues, so we could be gaining 2 more places here. Is it Ocon? Is it Alonso?
Caution.
Fernando Alonso out of the race from the lead. That is so unfortunate. Alonso on course to win a race here today. He was on his own out of the DRS train, but his race has come to an end. That is us now into P8. Both AlphaTauris in the points, P7 and P10 now, which is a bit of a concern, but luckily we're in the mix as well, so we're going to be getting a few points. Right, we're not going to have DRS on Checo now, but we will have for the second straight. Let's try and see if we can
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
hopefully get by nice and quickly. Worth noting, Albon made a mistake, I think, on the last lap. Gasly got by and has managed to break the train. So AlphaTauri up to P6 and P9 now. And if Perez's issues continue, obviously Gasly could also gain a place as well. So they will be scoring big points today. But as long as we're in the points, everything's going to be fine. Didn't quite get DRS though, but we will have it for the next lap. Okay, ideal place for this move would be turn 5, so that I pass him, cost him a bit of time, and I get the DRS for the next straight. But let's see if I can achieve that. Tyre wear starting to kick in. There you can see us both struggling for a bit of grip. Here we go. Going to close in on Checo now. He goes defensive. Up the inside we go though. And we're going to get the DRS. Right, let's do it. Let's drive away. P7 though, looking pretty damn good at this point. Tsunoda up to P5. He's battling with Mick Schumacher, another driver who is one of our direct rivals in the Drivers' Championship. He's behind us, I believe. So everyone who is a rival of ours has turned up this race so far. Kind of hoping Tsunoda and Schumacher keep battling and lose a bit of time. I don't think we're going to catch them though, but they might, you know, take themselves out, have a bit of damage. I don't really know who I want to finish ahead. Probably Schumacher. The constructors more important to me than the drivers in terms of prize money and what it will enable us to do. Ricciardo, by the way, no damage for his car, so he's on the fight back. He's in the car directly behind us, but I think he's too far back. And there we have it. Esteban Ocon wins the season finale, so he takes over for Alonso, who was going to win it. So it could have been a 1-2 for Alpine in this race. What end to the season, what a performance. They have been strong on the odd race, the kind of low downforce circuits. You know, Spa they've been very strong at. Monza, Alpine comes alive. Either way, our season comes to an end and we are going to finish P7.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
So the celebrations begin, and well earned they are indeed. It might have looked simple at times, but as any racing driver will tell you, competing at this level at the very top is anything but simple. There's no catching them now then. We have a new World Drivers' Champion. Victory today then, but bittersweet emotions, I'm sure, as the championship slips through their fingers. Even so, what a fantastic final race of the season this was. And talk to me, what do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
Once again, it's podium time, and once again, it's a clear win for Alpine. The team have seen their fair share of success in Formula One, and today is proof that they've still got what it takes to thrill us all. Congratulations to everyone at Alpine.
So the results are in for the final time this season, and Esteban Ocon is your surprise race winner in Abu Dhabi on merit. It would have been a 1-2 for Alpine. Alonso was out front by himself and not in the battle, which featured Ocon and the two championship protagonists, Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton. Leclerc had one hand on the trophy heading into this race. I think he had a 23-point advantage, but Hamilton tried to fight back, but it wasn't enough, and Leclerc even finished ahead on track. Zhou Guanyu P4, great drive from him by the way, excellent pace all race long. Same can be said for AlphaTauri's Yuki Tsunoda P5 from last place, P20 on the grid, or in this case, sorry, second from last, this is 22 cars, but still, fantastic drive from Yuki here today. Mick Schumacher also in the top 6, we finish in P7, points yet again, phenomenal result ahead of Ricciardo, Gasly and Kevin Magnussen. Missing out on the top 10, Albon, Perez, Verstappen, Aitken, Norris, Latifi, Russell, Paul Stroll, Sebastian Vettel with the fastest lap in P20, and Alonso and Sainz, both Spaniards, out of the race. The standings for the final time look as follows. Leclerc finishes by 26 points advantage as world champion. Further down, Zhou Guanyu finishes in P7, equal on points with Fernando Alonso with that late race fight back to P4. Lando drops to P8, Ocon up to 9th with that race win, jumping ahead of George Russell. Ricciardo finishes ahead of us in P11, we finish in P12, ahead of Mick Schumacher by 6 points, so very important for us that we got a points finish. Gasly P14 as well, Tsunoda up to 15th with that points finish, overtaking Albon. Paul P18 with 4 points to his name, and Latifi, the only driver who was pointless this season. In the Constructors, we finish ahead of AlphaTauri by 4 points, so our result was crucial in the end. We needed to finish in P7 to lock up that P7, and that is going to be some very good prize money. Ferrari win both titles, and Williams at the bottom of the point standing. So guys, there's a lot. That is it for Abu Dhabi. I'm going to head off. We will take care of the upgrades and the admin work, in the pre-season episode of Season 3. I've got a few things to prepare for that one. As you guys know, we're probably going to start a fresh save, so I need to make things work. But yeah, leave a like, guys, if you enjoyed that race. It was actually really good fun. I really enjoyed it, and a bit of a classic in many ways. Subscribe for more, and yeah, hopefully let's try and smash over 1,000 likes for the finale. I'm on the road to 100,000 subs, so if you happen to be watching and you're new, consider subscribing, as it really would help me out as I post daily F1 content. As always, a massive thank you and a plug to the channel members for supporting as always, and finally check out the 2 videos on your screen if you haven't seen them already. But guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see all of you very soon in season number 3. Until then, take care, and let's goodbye from me.